Okay, so if you're an e-commerce brand owner, you need to understand what a funnel is and how it works. So I've got a little definition for you over here. A funnel is a representation of the customer journey or steps from awareness to purchase and beyond. Now you can see I've got over here a graph and it says the marketing funnel. So this isn't something that's just e-commerce focused. This is a basic concept of marketing. Any business, B2B, B2C, D2C, anything you want uses this type of funnel to take people who don't know their brand, don't know their product, and take them all the way down into purchasing. You can see here, this starts off really wide at the top of the funnel and it gets lower and more narrow as more and more people drop out because they're not really that interested. So here we might have maybe 1 million people who are aware of something phishing related, but we may only have 10,000 people who are actually interested in buying outside of that 1 million people. So in terms of the steps of the funnel, let's take you through that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll see this drawn a few different ways. So this one has 6 different steps. So the first step is awareness. So this is just like, you know, phishing exists. So this is someone like me. I know phishing exists. I don't really have an interest in it. I just know it exists. Next step is someone who's interested in phishing. So maybe this is like, your friend is interested in phishing and you ended up being interested in phishing. Maybe you watch a few phishing videos here and there. The next step would be consideration. So this is where like you maybe have joined a phishing club recently or something and you're considering going on some kind of phishing trip with them, that sort of thing. So you're considering, do I need to buy any products for my phishing thing? The next thing is intent. So this is where you're pretty certain, not certain. This is where you've got a lot of intent to purchase because you know you're probably going to use this phishing gear somewhere. Maybe you've gone to the website and checked out a couple of phishing brands. You don't know exactly what you want yet, but you've got some intent to spend some money with this brand or with a product that's phishing related. The next thing is evaluation. At this point, you probably have a product in mind. You've probably looked at the price. You probably looked at a couple of different competitors to see who gives you a good price for that product. And you're kind of just waiting for something to push you over the edge, maybe a discount, maybe a sale or a promo or an email to then push you into the last step of the funnel, which is to purchase. And like I said, purchase is the last step on here, but it does go beyond that, because if somebody spends money with you, that doesn't mean that they won't come back and buy again. So for example, if you buy a phishing net thing or whatever it is that they throw out, you may come back and buy, you know, a coat or a jacket or some other phishing gear. So you'll end up back inside of the funnel again, or going further deeper in, or you may refer a friend because you really enjoy the product. So that again, making the funnel past purchase. So I've got these 4 steps over here. We've got YouTube ad, landing page, add to cart, and checkout. And this is generally the funnel that most people use. For example, if you're using YouTube ads, if you're doing Facebook ads, then you'd swap this out with Facebook ads, or if you're doing Google ads, then you swap this out with Google ads. So I've got YouTube open and I've just gone in an incognito tab and I've just typed in phishing. So let's click on this first video and see if we get a phishing related ad. Oh, we've got one about Chrome. That's not great. Okay, we'll use one of these ads down here. So you can see I was expecting to get a video ad, but we'll use this ad here. So Peak District fishing trip, fishing the lake, book your cottage with fishing rights. Here, call now, get exclusive rights, exclusive fishing rights for guests of Darwin Lake. Now, when we're doing an ad, we probably want to look at a few different things in that. So I've got 11 things listed out here. If you have these 11 things, that doesn't mean like you're going to absolutely crush it. Sometimes having too many things makes it confusing and distracting. But these are generally the things you want to look out for. So the hook is usually the first couple seconds of the videos. Now, we didn't get a video, we ended up getting a static. So the hook in this sense will be this image. So we've got this picture of a fish inside of a net, which maybe I'm not a fishing person, but that doesn't invoke any emotion inside of me. I just think that's just a fish inside of a net. If I was to redo this ad, I'd probably have somebody excited, pictured excited that they caught a fish, or, you know, something that's just a little bit more interesting, catches my attention rather than just a fish inside of a net, right? But again, it depends on the type of customer or whatever they're going for. In terms of the type of ad that they're going for, usually you can get cold, warm, or retargeting. So cold means I've never seen this ad before. This is my first time seeing this ad. that's why I'm being served to it. Warm means I've probably been searching for fishing. Maybe I've followed a couple of channels that are fishing related, and that's why I've been served this ad. Retargeting means I've probably been served this ad before, maybe from the same company but in a different format, and I'm just being retargeted because they have a new offer, or they want to just again let me know about their product or their offering. So that's another thing you want to look out for when you're running ads. What type of ads are you running? If you've got a brand that is probably super high AOV, you're going to need a lot of retargeting ads to probably channel people to your website so they go and keep you top of mind, because it's not some kind of impulse purchase. There's a lot of other things I'll touch on here, but we'll talk about pain points, benefits, and outcomes. So reading this ad, we'll read it again. Peak District fishing trip, fishing the lake. Book your cottage with fishing rights right here. Call now to get exclusive rights. Now, maybe this was an ad targeted at people lower down the funnel who already know who Darwin Lake are. But for me, I have no idea what they're talking about. This kind of thing. I can try and piece it together, but I'm having to do a bit of work here to try and understand what's going on. So it sounds like they've got a fishing trip planned where you fish and you can book a cottage. So maybe this is some kind of weekend thing where you stay the night and then you fish during the day or something like this. And it's around a lake in somewhere called Darwin. Right, so that's my guess. Now we'll see in the next step, which is the landing page, whether my guess is accurate or whether they've kind of thrown me off with this ad a little bit more. In terms of pain points, benefits, and outcomes, this ad speaks to none of them pretty much. It doesn't talk about any pain that I'm going through. Like, it doesn't tell me I'm missing out on anything. It doesn't tell me any benefits. It says here, get exclusive rights. That sounds kind of more like a feature rather than a benefit. And it doesn't tell me anything about the outcomes that I would desire, which is not to book a cottage. It's probably to get away with the family, or to enjoy a fishing trip, or to fish for the first time, or have a nice weekend wherever it is in this nice lake area, right? So I think they could have made this ad a lot better. Clarity, are they clearly explaining what's going on? Are they explaining the product or services? Is it on brand for them? ICP, so this is your ideal customer profile. I'll write this down here. Ideal customer profile. It can also be client profile, depending if you offer a service. So are they speaking to people who are ready, who are their ideal customer for this? But anyway, let's find out. Let's visit the site. So let's click the link and let's find out a little bit more about this company. So this one isn't an e-commerce brand, but we'll keep on going with it for the sake of the example. So it says here, fishing the lake, exclusive fishing rights for the guests of Darwin Lake. Why not book a holiday? Okay, so I had to guess before that it was a holiday or a getaway. It looks like I was about right. Book a holiday break here at Darwin Lake and enjoy our fishing lake during your stay. I think, to be honest, this first sentence would have been better served here because it speaks to an outcome, it speaks to a benefit, which is, a holiday break. And yeah, that sentence makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more clear to me what they're actually offering inside of this. And then the lake is stocked with the tench carp. Oh, this just sounds like different types of fish to me. Introduced in autumn 2016 and are ready to fish. So here, I'm assuming this is someone in their ideal customer profile would know what these things are and be like, wow, this is cool. 2016, I assume that's new or something, some kind of feature or benefit. Ready to fish, that sounds like something that's really easy for the person who's looking to get started with. Guests of Darwin Lake have exclusive rights to fish here during this day. Please bring your own equipment. So to me, if I was rewriting this copy, I'd probably put this in bold, exclusive rights. So this sounds like something, it sounds like scarcity, right? You have exclusive rights over this weekend to fish here. We've got things that are ready to fish for you. You can take a holiday break, right? So I would highlight that a little bit more. And let's look at this last part. A rod license is required by each guest here so that it can be obtained from the government. Please know that all fish caught must be returned to the lake. A great place to fish in the Darwin forest. That's interesting. I don't know why you'd fish and then have to put it back. But maybe that's something that's interesting to that ideal customer profile. Now, the reason that I spent time looking at this first section is because that's probably what most people do. Most people probably scan up and down the page. Is there anything interesting that catches my attention? If not, probably start at the top of the page. Now, this top part of the page is what we call the above the fold part of the page. And this is one of the things that we'll be looking at in terms of the landing page. So we looked at, was it consistent with the ad, the website look and feel, the above the fold, and we'll look at some of these other things. So credibility and social proof. Have they told me how many people have booked this stay before, or am I going to be the first person, right? So that's something I'm thinking of when I'm looking at this. How many reviews do they have, right? Where are these people based? Have they given me some kind of map or location? Is this somewhere that's easy for me to get to? This Darwin Lake company, how long have they been around? Who have they serviced? I've got a lot of questions. I've just come to the site for the first time, never been here before, and I want to understand, maybe am I going to click on their social media? Let's see what their social media is like. So again, this is what most customers will do because they don't know your brand and they're trying to quickly piece together, is this thing legit? This maybe sounds like a good offer, I want to understand. Okay, so they come to the social media and they're like, okay, this is interesting. I'm not signed in right now, but let's say these posts were up to date and this was enticing to me as someone who's looking for a fishing getaway trip. Now I can see they've only got about 1,000 followers, not too much engagement. So this seems like a small company to me from the first glance here. The Facebook isn't working, so that's not ideal. I can't get to see the Facebook. Sometimes I have reviews on Facebook. So that's giving me kind of mixed feelings on this website. I'm not too sure whether it's legit or not. I'm not too sure whether many people have actually enjoyed this or not. I don't know what people are saying. So let's look down the page and see if we can find any different elements of credibility, social proof, anything else that may be interesting. So here they've got 4 images. I'd hope to see a lot more. Looks like there's some images missing here, so that's not giving me great impressions of the website. From a design point of view, I would definitely include more of these because, you know, it sounds like you're selling the experience of a weekend getaway, so you probably want to have images that speak to that experience. Images like this, you know, someone who's happy, maybe they're with their family, they've just caught a fish for the first time, they're on this nice little weekend getaway sort of thing. This is the call to action, which is get in touch. The call to action is in this kind of gray thing. It's easy to skip over. They didn't have it at the top. They didn't have any buttons or anything here. So ask for name, email address, phone number, message. Now, if I'm someone who's interested in this fishing trip, I'm thinking, why do you need my phone number? Okay, email address is fair enough. How fast are you going to get back to me? How do I know whether it will be available? This sort of thing. Am I going to speak with somebody? How much does this experience cost? Right? May want to register my interest, but you guys may come back to me saying it's, you know, £10,000, and maybe I can't afford that. So giving some kind of indication of price. Again, from a design point of view, we've got this big block of text here, and this is a little bit hard to read. And overall, there's not too much content on the website. So they've got this block of text over here, they've got this block of text, and that's kind of all the information that you have. So this, in my opinion, hasn't really satisfied me. I don't really have all the information I want to. I would put my information in here, but I don't feel like this might be a right choice for me. So that is usually how I will approach a landing page in terms of reviewing it. What do I think it will benefit in terms of the funnel step. So here with the CTA, it also didn't give us any urgency or sense of urgency as we were looking at it. It didn't tell us, you know, book your weekend, this thing, whatever it is. Maybe this is April right now. Maybe we've got a promo coming up in April. If you book, you get it at this certain price. Or maybe you should come by because we have this special type of fish at this time of year, or it's really nice and lovely weather in this period of time, or you get some kind of perk or benefit. They've not really given me any reason to do that. If they did, it didn't grab my attention enough. Now, If this was an e-commerce site, I'd then look into the next couple of steps, which is to add to cart and then check out. Obviously this is an e-commerce site, so I can't exactly do that, but if I was to, I would fill in my name here. So I'll say my name is Victor, and then put my email address, put my number, if it's required, put in my message, I'm interested in getting to know this, and then go and find out more about the company. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of how the funnel works. So once somebody fills this in, this will probably appear as a lead to this company, and then they will have my name, phone number, email address, and a message. So from there, theirs wouldn't be add to cart, theirs would be lead. So you get a lead that comes in, and then you can follow up with them and continue the funnel. So you can have somebody call them, give them a call, or you can book in a call on the calendar with them. So then you can have a sales call opportunity, and then you go for the payment either over the phone, or you send them a payment link so they can purchase and then book the experience with you. So you started from awareness, which is the YouTube ad that we just saw. You got a little bit interested, and again, this can take days, right? Or days or weeks, right? I could see this ad for the first time. Maybe I'm not interested now, but maybe they revise the offer and they hit me with another advertisement, or they hit me with a special offer, and then I'll come back and then re-enter the funnel. But yeah, I go from this interest, consideration, and then I go into evaluating the offer, which is when I'm submitting myself as a lead, which is basically me saying, hey, I'm interested in this offer. I'm looking to do this. I've got high intent to actually spend with you guys. And once I've been on a call with them, then I'll probably go and I spend some money with them. So purchase. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how an e-commerce or how a funnel works. In e-commerce is very, very similar. And having a firm understanding of this, especially between this first couple of steps here, is really important. And a lot of brand owners miss this because they usually just outsource their advertisements or their landing page to someone else who doesn't quite understand it. So it's good to understand these things because then you can take people through this journey and make it as seamless as possible. So once you've experienced what it's like to be a customer for your own brand, you then get a really clear perspective on the pain points of your visitors and customers who are trying to spend money with you, but maybe you just haven't answered their question, or you haven't given them enough information, or you haven't given them a reason to purchase, you haven't explained the benefits of your service, all of these different things. So I hope this has been useful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try and get to them. And yeah, like the video if you find this useful. Bye.